Recording. Hello and welcome. Today is Monday, September 19, 2022. This is the events planning meeting of the C4C. Hello and welcome. Hey gang. Let's talk events. We've warmed up. Everybody's had a good weekend. Et cetera, and let's talk events planning. What do you say?
Sounds good. Cool.
You know, the purpose of this meeting is to talk about all of the events that we do for C4C. This week, you know, we have weekly meetings. So that's the Tuesday working team meeting, the Wednesday general meetup, the Thursday tokenomics, GTBBL, Gimbal token problem-based learning cohort meeting. And then also our periodic meetings, like the next one coming up would be the onboarding your impact, or our outreach lead generation. I've come to find out that that's, you know, reaching out to environmental organizations outside of Cardano, outside of Catalyst, and trying to sort of onboard them and bring them in to show the benefits of working with this incredible innovation fund of Project Catalyst. So that's coming up. And then we also have the big Cardano Summit coming up in November. The events last week, might be worthwhile to think about events that happened last week and if anything came up in there that we need to address. Can anyone think of,
into the API board, because we did talk about the events roles and some other things in there.
Yeah. That was really well done, actually. And I'm thinking that that is also going to happen this next Wednesday. Wednesday, that we'll continue on with that on the 21st. That's Wednesday the 21st. And then our tokenomics, you know, that might be really good to get the budget guys in. And like, I would love to pay out some of the gimbals from our D work. You know, I think that would be really, like, that would be a cool thing to do, just to organize them.
Yeah, priority. Like we need to basically just figure out how to pull it from D work if they have a system for that, and make sure the task titles are formatted in a way that fits their system, or we create our own little spreadsheet for the first pass.
Yeah.
And say, here's how we're going to pay it out.
So let's make that a priority for Friday's GTPBL, paying D work bounties, establishing the structure for that. And we've been, I don't know why it is that it's very difficult to do for me, but we're going to push through this perceived limitation and get to it. And the weekly meetup, we'll go backwards from Friday. The weekly meetup. What do you think is happening there? I think it's sort of more birthday stuff.
We're doing a impact lead generator presentation there. I think we talked this morning, we're in a really good spot. We have all the materials. We want to motivate C4C to just, as a community, get out there, start generating leads, and start earning some money doing that. Yeah.
Search and writing leads. Yeah. Search for, yeah. And I think that's a great way to incentivize and provide the structure. It's like you can kind of becomes a game. You know, it's like, all right, this is the parameters of my game. This is, you know, I have a mission, and then can go out and do the mission. That'll be fun. SDGs on it seems like that's our initiative, and then
and not events related, but we did start talking about taking our website as an asset and really starting to build that out. So that's something that's coming up, and maybe part of our Friday meeting as well, or core team tomorrow. Not really an event, but I just wanted to mention it since we're kind of recording what happened.
Yeah. I think it fits into events because we're making like agenda items. I guess that's sort of what we're thinking of.
Mhm.
And the website build out, and that sort of falls into a bigger thing of documentation.
Yeah.
And there's a Miro board for it. And this, I will pause in this because Miro just frustrates me. I don't know if they changed, but it feels like it used to be you could invite a guest and they could edit the board without being a team member.
Yes.
I cannot.
Just go. You want me to show you how to do that really quick?
Let's do it. Let's do it because it's just frustrated the beans out of me. I was able to invite people through the C4C at Gmail, and you know they request access, and then I could give them view access or maybe commenter access, but I couldn't get like full access. So yeah.
Okay. Oh man, I've totally lost my Zoom controls.
Oh boy.
Hold on a sec. I need to pick the right window. Okay.
Oh yeah. I gotcha.
Okay, there we go. So in the C4C account, let me log in as that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You shared the Miro board in the chat, so I'm gonna bring that up. I have no idea what I'm signed in on Miro board.
So if you're creating a board and want to share it, you want to log in as Cardano4Climate into Miro. And what that does is give you admin rights, and there should be one user. If this ever changes from one user, we're paying more than we should.
Very next year, yeah. Okay, cool.
But basically, you take a board like the C4C Little Fish Ikigai one, and then you go to the blue button at the top right-hand corner that says Share.
Okay.
Click it, and then right here where it says anyone with the link, make sure it says can edit. Set that one. Don't set anything else. Like that's the one. Anyone with the link can edit, and then you copy the board link. And then if whoever clicks on that link that you share, they can edit the board without being a guest or anything or a team member.
Super simple.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just a setting in those in the boards that we need to just go through. And if we sign in with the Cardano4Climate, then we can adjust the boards. While you're in there, riddle me this. There was a couple of boards that we were working on. Maybe it was the documentation board or the helping document. Yeah, those two. See what the settings are on those. Just then this would confirm my, because I tried to get in there. Maybe I didn't have the right link. Okay, send that over and let's try that out. Let's just see.
All right. There's the link. All right.
Okay, you almost see it. All right. So I don't think I'm signed in. Look at that. I'm not signed in.
Yeah, you don't have to be signed in. And then you just show up as a visiting something.
What? It's working. Oh, look at that. There I am visiting. Okay. All right. So I had Miro board at the edge of the cliff and was about to like push it away from me farther. But no, I think that okay. I'm back to being okay with Miro board. That sounds good. So that's a simple little tutorial on like how to get things done with Miro board, because it was frustrating me, and it seems like that seems so simple. Okay, I don't know. Sometimes I get geeked out, just it might be because I have a preconceived, like I'm really not friends with Miro board. Okay.
Yeah, and then if you're in the C4C account and it ever says so-and-so wants to become a team member, never click
Never
yes.
click that. Yeah.
Denial.
Or if you get, so sometimes, so if we shared the link where it says anyone can edit, there should really never be a time when people request to edit the board.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll share it before setting that link because you forgot, and then
Yeah.
you go, oh yeah, but the requests come in.
Yeah.
But if you always set it to can edit, then yeah, and it requires a great deal of trust because somebody can just come in and delete everything, but there's also history, so it can be restored, and it's pretty
right. Yeah, that's probably best practice, to just sort of like when you're working on it, make sure you've set a restore point. Is that a thing that you can, that's
yeah. Miro has version control. So for any of these boards, you can look and see different versions of it, and every change is recorded. So you're able to roll back if you want to,
Okay.
to any point.
Okay. You know, another thing, and this is in the agenda, the task roles and responsibilities and events. We've got this good Ikigai workshop Miro board, which is really, you know, it's like we're iteratively going through these task roles and responsibilities, you know, ultimately to sort of get commitments from folks to say, oh, I will commit to fulfilling this role. I will commit to doing these responsibilities, doing these tasks.
Mm-hmm.
And that if we can keep those in our forebrain while we do things, you know, then they'll become kind of like standardized, you know, roles that will become easy, basically become sort of, you know, by, if not by rote, but just a little more, you know, where it doesn't take so much brain power, you know, that you can just say, oh yeah, here is my checklist, boom, 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 I'm done with my events. It's not a worry. It doesn't stress you out. It's just a little thing you got to do.
Yeah.
So that is something that I want to do in the next half. I know, Nori, that you're taking off here shortly. What about the working team, or what about other initiatives, you know, that C4C is doing? We got the website build out, we've got the SDGs, we've got the impact lead generation.
So we can talk a little bit about Cardano Cube and the SDGs and where's that going.
Yeah.
Paul and I met last week and we worked around this. We are meeting tomorrow with Cardano Cube. Newman has the invite. Nori, if you want an invite as well, please let me know. It's early in the morning.
New York City time. Yeah, it might be really early in Pacific time.
If it's earlier than 2 p.m. UTC, I can't make it.
Okay, I don't know which time it is. I'll let you know. But we were thinking about how to include impact in Cardano Cube. We got into this idea, Cole and I, that an impact category at the moment could allow a lot of greenwashing. So we thought about only giving tags to projects, social or environmental impact, direct and indirect in each one. So that's how we're gonna do it. Cole work out some definitions that we're gonna show tomorrow to Cardano Cube. Cole has been working with Blockchain Learning Center to do some graphics towards the SDGs and with some projects. I had a meeting today with a project called e-learning DAO. That's kind of a Coursera. Do you know Coursera, the platform?
Yeah.
And he loved the idea around the SDGs. He also uses the SDGs for its platform, and he would love when it's ready that we could work out a course around the SDGs and blockchain, and maybe that should be the first stepping stone towards using the SDGs as a global framework. So that's in the upcoming months. I don't think it's necessary to start working on that now because the platform isn't ready. But I think that's where we are. Also, I've been kind of going around of trying to work with Cole. It's a shame that Joram isn't here because they have a funded proposal for impact measurement that I think we could work together towards a Fund 10 proposal as well, because Metera has a lot of tooling around the impact measurement as well. So I think that's where we are. There's a lot of interest in the last breakout room we had on Wednesday about this topic and maybe an open source tool. We met with some guys of a Pittsburgh company that works with impact as well. And Cole, they want to meet after the Wednesday meeting to maybe some ideas that we can work out.
Yeah, because they created a tool where pretty much they can connect any SDG to the impact of the businesses and track and trace like exactly how that's connecting to the organization. So they said that we could maybe like propose something together in Fund 10 or find a way to kind of integrate our two ideas together. What would be really cool.
Yes.
Thank you. That's a great update. Yeah, for sure. And in there, you know, like there's great partnerships, Blockchain Learning Center, e-learning DAO with Mario, tools like Coursera, Blockchain Learning. Did I say him already? Cardano.
Yeah.
So that's great. Like, I think that partnerships need, again, like that idea of a roles, like it's the framing of this kind of amorphous thing. Like I would love to see the C4C make partnerships, one, front and center, and then two, give them some structure, their necessary structure to like build like good commitments. And I don't know exactly what that looks like or feels like, but if I just want to highlight it here. That partnerships would be a good sort of initiative, because that's what makes communities. You know, individuals making, you know, taking on roles, making commitments is just something that we've talked about. So it's like, what are the commitments? Like, what are we committing to each other in relationship? And then making that fluid so that it's decentralized and it can change as necessary. Yeah, so something about partnerships I'd like to put on our initiatives. And then also Fund 10. Fund 10's coming up. We're finishing voting. I'm assuming that we're going to do a reflection and cool down period, which would be nice. Like what with the mission and vision in C4C of supporting Catalyst members in each stage of Catalyst, how can we support people in their reflection period? So yeah, I'll put down the cool down. Any other initiatives like from last week's events? Yeah.
So I need to leave in 2 minutes, but just a really quick one. I met with one of the organizers for the Cardano Summit coming up.
Okay.
And the Cardano Foundation is driving a lot of the planning around that. And they reached out to ambassadors. And I mentioned our idea around the impact stage around the world being hosted by different town halls and ambassadors and impact projects around the world, presenting proposals for 48 hours in their own language, in their own time zones. And there seems to be interest in helping support that. So I would propose we really seriously think about that as our November event to coincide. And then we can rally the community around that to have a virtual Cardano Summit impact stage.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, good. I saw that I saw some of their marketing was based around local events, like sign up to host a local event in your place, and that could dovetail quite nicely.
Yeah, if local events want to participate, that would be amazing, because there's like 30, 40 locations now signed up or something like that. But there's a lot of ambassadors involved. There's a lot of local community people. But what we're proposing is not just a local thing, but a virtual thing as well. So
yeah. The virtual 48 hours of impact.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that as an initiative. You know, and we've got some materials and documentation on it. I'll track down and put in that link in the agenda and I'll try to put in some of these other things, because basically we sort of catalyze, we come up with ideas and then we write them down, and then those ideas attract the necessary information, and then something, can come up about it.
Yeah, I put a link to the Miro board in chat just now. And just one last thing. Which would be amazing if we could add as a standard part of our C4C weekly meeting slides, as I created. We talked about this for a while, but just an appreciation board where we can take a few minutes every meeting so people can throw up little bits of appreciation for each other, for the community, for projects, whatever they want to acknowledge that week.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
I saw so many cool projects while I was voting, and then noticing like all the people, just as we're voting, it's like all the people that I now have like appreciation for. Like I'm like, oh right, there's Tevo, there's so and so, there's so and all the different folks as I'm scrolling through the names doing the voting. The appreciation board is I'm definitely happy to see that in our initiatives. And then really that could be, yeah, I've got ideas on this. Actually, I ran into an old app idea about basically appreciation board as a service, like a tooling for organizations that like, like it's just like a plug-in for something that, sort of standardized and automated would be fun. Okay, cool.
All right, I need to hop out. But
yep, thanks, Nori. You're awesome. I appreciate it.
Bye, Nori.
Bye.
Okay, so next let's go into I would love, we could do this off of the video, but I would love to go through, I don't know, there's a couple things that we could do. Here are two to make use of the time. We could pull up the agendas for the working team and the weekly meetup and work through them. Or we could do, which is sort of, what would that be? That'd be like action, because that has to happen. Or we could do something more in the planning where we take the tasks and roles and responsibilities in that Miro board and start working with them. You guys have an idea of what you might like to do?
I think the weekly agendas could be nice. I
Okay.
could help with that. I think
Cool.
I have some ideas. Also, it's been really busy for me, but I really want to help out with the Twitter, and I've talked to Cole a little bit about that, of how can I make that work. So maybe getting that into the agenda as well would be nice.
Yeah, I like the idea of that as a role, like the social media, not manager, but steward role for Twitter, Telegram, and YouTube. These I think are really important things to do. Like, what would you think? I'm going to stop the share now. What would you like to see? Like, what else can you say about like what you'd like to do, or what you'd like to see done with Twitter, for instance?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot about Telegram and YouTube, but I think on Twitter, I'm pretty good at it. I think the Cardano4Climate Twitter should have more interaction with the community, because seeing it with Metera, I think I've tagged a lot of times Cardano4Climate. And
Yeah.
I think having an interaction with the actual community would be really nice. I can help out with that. Maybe I can open up Twitter on my phone and help out with that. I don't know. We were talking about this goal that it's like a full-time job and we have a lot of stuff to do also, but I can be active on that as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
And also having this like content creation for Twitter, at least, where we schedule out like maybe sharing some articles, maybe sharing these, sharing the partnerships and all of that, and like having a meeting the first of the month or on the first week and doing that content for the next of the month.
I think that's a great idea. And using that spreadsheet like you said you guys had would be really helpful too. And then I'll also log in on my phone, and then like if we just see anyone like tweet at us, we could just like retweeting it even like helps out too. So
Yeah. And then, yeah, I think that's beautiful. And that's sort of like the thing to strive for. And whenever I think of like a positive, I always think of a negative. So there's a positive, like we want to interact more with the community. And then what's the negative that goes along with that, right? Like what's the thing that we're trying to avoid? And that's to feel like, you know, you tweet at the Cardano4Climate Twitter and nothing happens. You know, it's just dead, you know, to crickets. And that's the thing to avoid. So I really like the idea of a monthly content creation, and then like, you know, just someone that monitors it. And it doesn't even have to be, it's just something that they do for 5 or 10 minutes each day, but they are responsible, or they've made the commitment to look at it each day or several times a day, or, you know, like to monitor it periodically, consistently, and respond, even if it's only a retweet, you know?
Yeah.
Is that what you're sort of thinking, Cole?
Yes.
Daniel?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Or yeah, you can hear me. Yeah, that is kind of what I was thinking. Yeah.
And also like seeing Twitter as a means of getting into more people, like maybe all of these meetings are being recorded, right? And
Yep.
we are only sharing them on Telegram with the people on the working team that are pretty much into it. Either way, that we're gonna see on the weekly meeting, so they don't necessarily have to watch this back, because we're gonna explain it on Wednesday. But maybe like I could have the commitment of, you are the one, Newman, that uploads the recordings. So you put the link on the spreadsheet and I can go ahead and tweet out, hey, we had a working team meeting, please go check it out, and have more exposure in that way.
Yeah, so we do have, and Melanie set this up. Oh, my internet connection's unstable. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So there is a video, and Cole, do you know, you remember this? It's like a video or a documentation spreadsheet somewhere.
Yeah, yes. Let me try to find, it might take me a minute to find
Yeah,
it, but
I'm gonna vamp while we do this, because just what you said, Daniel, because when we've got, for instance, when we have like a Telegram steward and a Discord steward and a Twitter steward, people that are, their commitment is to not manage, but monitor and make sure that people are interacting and engaging on those channels. They need a centralized spot to go and get the links and the documents and the stuff. And we've created a spreadsheet, and I think this spreadsheet was from somebody, you know, like we borrowed it from like Conmo or Swarm or somebody had it, you know, so it's a part of that community standards protocol stuff. And I'm actually going to write that down as well as an initiative. You know, vision and alignment with our proposals. Fund 8. We do have, this week we definitely have to do our monthly Fund 8 reporting. And we have to do closeout reports.
yeah, me and Yoram are actually, or Yoram and I are working on it's the closeout reports right now. And we're gonna combine the two presentations from both the community hubs and the community events. And then I'm looking over like all the like past events, and then I'm just gonna take like a small little clips from like each event and then put it into like an overview video.
I am gonna put you down for you guys to chat about that on tomorrow's working team meeting. That's
That
cool.
sounds perfect. Yeah, definitely.
That's about it, right? Okay. Dun, dun, dun. No, not that one. All right, Daniel. Now it's your turn to while we scamper around with finding stuff. Any initiative maybe, or other little things? Matera, how did your reviews go? Do you feel pretty confident about the vote? Same question.
Reviews went good for us. I think we had 4.4 on the assessments, but I hope we get funded. I've seen a lot of support of people in the community, but yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the threshold of the 1% of the voting power, which seems to be a lot. It's like 38 million ADA, I think, something like that.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
It's interesting. I really want to do like a UX analysis of the voting tool, and I know that the guys at the Social Design Academy have done this. But how I did, and I'll just take a minute here, how I did the voting with my phone. I first hearted everything that I wanted to vote for, so that then I could get a list of everything. And I thought about, like, I could, or others may have, you could filter by the stars. So, and I figured that as long as you're above 4 stars, then you can't be filtered out by the tool itself. So that is like an important threshold. And that's my only point. It's just like, I feel like if your proposal has at least a 4-star and above, 4.1, and above, then you can't be filtered out just by the tool itself. So that's kind of nice.
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah, and then it becomes like sort of important for that. Like, and then like how many others are in front of you. Oh, and then like other ways of filtering. So the tool, like, just in the game of Catalyst. So, and this is just because it's on my mind. You can also sort alphabetically by A, and Z. So you can be first or last, depending. And this is actually something I saw in Idea Scale. You can't actually filter by alphabetically in Idea Scale on the website. You can't like go to like the
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, DREP challenge. You go to the DREP challenge. I was like, okay, I want to filter everything by the letter of the title, by the first name. They don't have it. You've got like popularity and recent and random, but there's no way to filter just in descending or ascending order. It's really strange. I was like, what the heck? Okay, you got our spreadsheet. Thanks, Cole.
I think maybe I just went through a lot of them. It's like this is tasks.
I don't think that's it.
No, this is not it. Sorry, my bad.
No, that's all good. That's all good. But it is
One
in
thing
there.
I had in my mind that I actually talked to both of you separately is how can we help the people that are coming into Catalyst for the first time? Because I now realize when the voting is ending that my strategy surrounding funding wasn't the best one. We should have split up the funding in several challenges. We were talking, me and Newman were talking about how this is a game and you need to have a strategy. So maybe we can teach, or maybe you guys that have more experience can teach the people that are coming into Catalyst, or maybe me myself that I'm not an expert because I've been in one, what's the best game strategy to get funded and how to create that community.
I
Maybe
think
that's an initiative if we have time before Fund 10 starts.
I think it could almost be helpful to like look at some of the Catalyst school. Is my mic all right?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at some of like maybe the Catalyst school material, and then like kind of create our own like like how-to docs, kind of like just like 3 to 5 pages long, like how to get into it, like set up an idea scale, like look through challenges,
Yep, yep.
look through each challenge, like a description, then like look at budgets. Usually like what I've found is to only propose like max 15% of the total budget within a category. And then like for a couple of our proposals, like for the impact measurement proposals, like we decided to split those up, and then it gave us the opportunity to maybe like get one over the other, and then we get a little bit funding towards it. Yeah, so yeah, I feel like there's a lot of different ways to kind of
Yes, and besides
gamify
the
the system.
documentation, I think hearing about the experience from people that have already gone through the process, been funded, and that have also failed in funding in several different things, that's really valuable. So I think that's great.
I agree, and I definitely have learned a lot. Like anything any person says or comments on your proposal, like the only reason they did that is because they're trying to like help you make it better. So like taking everyone's like, even if it's just like changing a photo or something, like taking every little like comment and suggestion like in, and kind of like, yeah, using those to like make your proposal better is something pretty big too, I think.
Okay, excellent. And this is exactly the type of initiative or concept or idea that goes into this on-chaining your impact. So it's like that very first event that we do is meant to address these questions. And it's the first, like somebody new to Catalyst, somebody new to the game, just like somebody was like gonna come in and play softball with us, and it's like, okay, to play softball, you gotta have a bat and a glove. It's like, oh, you don't have a bat and a glove? Well, you can borrow our bat, and then you just share a glove with somebody that's coming off the field. You remember how we used to play.
Yeah.
So that would be, and it's interesting, and you said this, Daniel, because we say, oh, here you can hear from successful proposals, and you can go back and look at our, I think it was event 5 or 6, that it was like, listen to successful proposers, but you know what, we kind of want some from failed proposals, because you can really learn from that. And then like you were saying, Cole, like there are little tips like budgeting, like splitting up proposals. You mentioned this also, Daniel. And then also making use of the comments and taking each one seriously and making little changes, because then you've established a relationship, and people don't comment unless they are really interested and want to help you, like no one's out there just commenting because you're an asshole. They just don't comment, if they don't think you're good, they're like, they don't comment, like, ah, screw this. They only make comments, even if they're negative, because they feel like, ooh, you got it, but just there's some changes that I see, or it's not clear, or it's not whatever. So that would be in the guidebook for new proposals. If we leverage and sort of bring together the existing material, like the Catalyst School material, but then also, Daniel, you said this, the hearing it from a buddy, like it's not just somebody that you don't know, but it's like somebody in your community that you can interact with. It's not like, even though the Catalyst School and Blockchain Learning Center have got all that material, if you're not connected with them, or you don't have the established relationship with them, even though they are super easy to, like, it's not like they're big bad professors or teachers and they're far away, but it's just in the immediate community. I think it would be good, and not much. it wouldn't take a big effort to just pull that stuff together and then maybe create the space, like the container, to just say, okay, as a part of our, Wednesday meetup breakout room, like hear from, during our event, during the On-Chain Your Impact event, but then also in the weekly events leading up to it, we could, say, hey, look, here's proposer support in the beginning, for new people. And then once the proposals are submitted, then we do like presenting your proposal, and there's all sorts of stuff around that. And then marketing and getting, voter outreach. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Nin has been all over asking for the vote on every channel, like on Twitter, on Telegram. He's setting an example of how to do this, yeah. So that's the big mission of C4C that I really like, is the supporting Catalyst members at every stage of Catalyst.
Could be like almost like the C4C like booklet, and like each step of Catalyst has like its own little like how-to doc, and like
I love
how to
it.
like get onboarded, how to market, how to figure out how much you should budget for and then
Yeah. And that fits right in with the onboarding, the lead, the lead generation.
literally.
You're bringing people into Catalyst and Cardano. You should have something to tell them. Hey, not only this is Catalyst, but this has been my experience. This seems to work. This doesn't, and I can guide you through that.
I think that's such a good idea. I'm just writing that down.
Do it. All right. Yeah, that's valuable. That's really, really great. And I think that that's sort of what we're building. And I love this. I love the idea of making it into documentation, So we do this naturally. But then as we iterate through, because wouldn't it be great to say, oh, what did we do last fund? What did we do the fund before that? Then it just kind of becomes like a living document of like, oh, right, here we are. It's the first, week 1 through 4 is onboarding. Week 5 through 8 is presentation and commenting and that, like all the different phases. And then it just helps to align and organize our, not just our activities, but new people coming in. Because new people are going to be coming in all the time. And if you just say, oh yeah, here we are in the playbook, we're literally just following the playbook. It's just like, okay, here's another week. What do we do? And then you make a fresh copy and then just like go over it. This is good.
And because we're gonna be doing the D-Work stuff, it could help with like onboarding people to join D-Rep, like onboarding people to join like the C4C D-Rep community too, so that it helps all of us get our impact proposals funded.
So yeah, that's gonna be a new feature of the game. It'd be like we're all playing softball and then they're like, oh yeah, you hit the ball, run the bases, catch the ball, throw, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, now we've got a whole nother role where, like you can also throw it over, you can throw the ball to this guy and then that guy can do it, So we have to figure this out, and it's interesting because I think that we as the working team meeting have been figuring it out, and then also trying to teach it, teach new people the game. And so it's a kind of a different thing. But yeah, you mentioned something. D-Rep is a new parameter, and when we have a structure, when the other structure changes, then it's easy for us to change because we're just like, oh yeah, here's a new pamphlet that goes into the book, So it's like, all right, there's D-Reps, boom. Where does it fit? It's sort of, which phase is it? You're going to have to onboard new D-Reps, in presentations. Now you're going to, instead of just general voters, you might want to present specifically to D-Reps, outreach and marketing and getting in touch and making relationships with D-Reps. Yeah.
Could even have a how-to, like how to find those people, like where's this pool of D-Reps,
and I think there's supposedly a D-Rep portal.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I think there is going to be a thing. Yeah, Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I used to be really excited for it. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be great. Look with democracy and new stuff. I'm like, oh, this sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's like a full-time job just to be a D-rep, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it excites me. It does. It sort of matches up because, you know, the thing that was most exciting to me in Catalyst was the challenge teams,
Mhm.
because I thought that would be where I would really establish relationships with proposers, and sort of help them and support the proposers. But then I was like, actually, C4C does that a little bit better because it's over a wider thing, and for whatever reason, like no one paid attention to the Catalyst, to
Challenge teams.
the challenge
Yeah,
teams. Just kind of, they kind of,
faded away. No,
they just sort of faded out, and it
Yeah.
just, they weren't really, I think because the challenges changed each time, or I don't know why, but I think the D-rep, and that's why I was really supported our proposal to do D-reps inside of C4C, because it's
Yeah.
sort of what we do already. You know,
Mhm.
we already kind of, you know, we match up sort of environmental concepts and ideas with the blockchain ideas, and finding those proposals, helping them to craft their message, and then getting them out to the vote. So I kind of see like we already do the D-rep function in a way.
Yeah, literally. I guess like all we're missing is kind of the documentation for it maybe, but
Yeah, or
we even
however
have a
they,
lot of it. Yeah.
yeah, however they, you know, what the structure for the D-rep is, and, you know, because there's a lot of new parameters. If you think of it in
Yeah.
terms of a data structure, it's, you know, like a game, like a set of rules that we all sort of agree to play by.
Mhm.
There's a new, you know, there's new things, and I think that we can learn it all together. And that's, I don't have the real verbiage of that proposal, the D-rep training program for C4C, in the front of my mind, but I think that it's about sort of like learning how to be a D-rep as, you know, inside of the C4C. Yeah.
I completely agree. Sorry, someone was just trying to call me. I was
Oh yeah,
just
no worries. I'm just thinking we're at the top of the hour. Just in the interest of the video, because I think we started the video like a couple
Yeah.
minutes in. So let's review some stuff. Before, and then think of anything else you want to get on the video while we do it. We didn't go over tasks and roles and responsibilities. That'll be fine.
Yeah, I could not find that sheet, but
I could,
Simon was like I know he was like helping like document everything and like what
yeah.
roles what. So I could also ask him as well.
Yeah. Have you heard from? Yeah, we'll find it. But what we spent most of our time here on was we did talk about the weekly meetup and the GTBBL, really focusing in on D-work bounties on Friday. So if you're interested in D-work and you want to get some gimbals, figure out like how to get from D-work tasks into gimbals and wallets, that's what we're going to be talking about in the GTBBL on Friday. We didn't talk about the Fund 10 start other than some initiatives. We talked about the Cardano Summit, and we put up some Miro boards links in the document, in the agenda. I'm gonna put Nori and gang. And then we talked about a lot about initiatives, and I'm just going to really read through these quickly. The website build out, the SDGs, Tuesday meeting with Cardano Cube, impact lead generation. We definitely want to do impact lead generation and SDGs in the working team meeting. SDGs, is that cool? Tomorrow?
Yeah, that's awesome. Perfect.
Yeah. And leads. Oh yeah.
Yes, Simon does have it. He said he just looked at it, so I'll have that for us soon.
You're a champ. You can either put it in the chat window or I stick it on this agenda document.
Want to drop the agenda doc, or maybe you already did actually.
I did. Oh, you know what? It's farther up the chat, but you might not have been around.
Oh, I just found it actually. You're good.
Okay, cool. Okay, Impact Legion, we're going to talk about Tuesday. And D-Work Bounties, Friday. Fund 10 proposals. Impact measurement from the breakout room, track and trace impacts around the SCGs. Partnerships, and I'm going to put commitments. Cool down period support. Cardano Summit. As the November event, the virtual 48 hours impact as our like middle event. I don't know if you guys picked that up. In the middle of the fund, we do like it's not the Impact Fest. Oh, it's our educational. It's like the
event.
Yeah, it's like where we did the Cardano for Cardano and Carbon and Cardano. It's like we take like one area, but this could be just a general, like just here are all these areas and sort of use that time. The middle of middle event. Okay. And then we got a mirror board. Okay. I like the appreciation board. And I'm going to do something with that. I think that reminds me of a really cool app idea I had a few years back. Social media steward role for Twitter, Telegram, and YouTube. The video spreadsheet. Did you put it somewhere up there? Okay, I got it. And okay, keeping it going. Vision and alignment with our proposals from Fund 8. The monthly Fund 8 reporting, let's put that, and closeout reports. We'll put that, Cole and Yoram, and you guys can talk about that on Tuesday.
Perfect, yeah.
Yep. And, the best game strategy, the Catalyst School materials, this idea of a C4C booklet, and then the DREP onboarding. Cool. I feel like that was a good meeting.
Yeah, that was awesome. I think that went really well. Very productive.
Get it on. We get it on. The vision of C4C is coming into sharper focus.
Definitely is.
We will be we'll be around tomorrow at the same time, same bat time, same bat channel. Okay. Awesome. Bye-bye YouTube. Bye-bye YouTube.
Bye.
And